Hello, boys and girls, and everyone in between. Welcome to Story Time with Raffi. I'm Raffi, and tonight's story is going to be this one right here. This is the Emperor's New Scent. It's the story of Creation E. It was written by TGRMSK and illustrated by the ZOIR. But before we get into that, let's all get into the right frame of mind by spraying on some of our favorite Creation E. I have mine. Do you have yours ready? Let's do it. Delicious. And now that we've got that sprayed on, let's get into the story, shall we? The Emperor's New Scent. Dedicated to the spirit of creativity. Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, lived an unimpressed emperor named Raffi. Oh, what do you know? He has the same name as me. Raffi reigned over the empire of Fol. Fol was the shortened version of Fuck Off Land. Aptly named because this emperor was always ever so unimpressed, having spent the majority of his life sitting on his throne in the palace hall, being brought exotic gifts from around the world, and when presented with said gifts, he would take a look and say, "Fuck off." How naughty. Until one day, a strange-looking man with a head of skin sauntered into the palace hall. I wonder who it could be. The man was bejeweled from head to toe, flaunting clothing that displayed a dizzying array of colors, like a peacock. In his jewel-encrusted hands stood a black box, which he presented to the emperor. The palace guard took the box to inspect it first, and upon opening, discovered the contents. What could it possibly be? "What is it?" said the emperor. "It's a bottle, your majesty," said the palace guard. "A bottle? You brought me a bottle?" said the emperor. The strange-looking man leant in and whispered into the ear of the palace guard. "Apparently, your majesty, this is a perfume, a fragrance, the finest of its kind," said the palace guard. "Well, what does it smell like?" asked the emperor. The palace guard sprayed some onto his hand. "It smells like cola, your majesty," said the palace guard. "Like the nut?" asked the emperor. "Yes, your majesty, like the nut," replied the palace guard. The emperor stood up, swiftly pointed to the strange-looking man, and was about to exclaim his usual catchphrase when he was interrupted by the palace guard. "Oh, wait, something else now." The palace guard sneezed. "Bless you." "Pepper and cognac and what?" asked the emperor impatiently. "I don't quite know," said the palace guard. "It's all been blended together so as to make a unique scent of its own." "I'll be the judge of that," pronounced the emperor, who stamped down and took the fragrance and sprayed it on his wrist. I wonder what's going to happen next. Upon sniffing his wrist, the emperor's face went from impatient to quizzical, to astonished, to confused, And finally, he looked up and exclaimed, I wonder what he's going to say. Fuck! Then, without uttering an additional word, the emperor swiftly disappeared into his chambers with the bottle of perfume. Well, I wonder what he's going to do with that now. Let's find out, shall we? Slam! And the door was shut. Off he goes into his chambers. And after exactly 3 months, 3 days, and 33 minutes, the emperor emerged with a decree and a very noticeable difference to his appearance. Well, I wonder what he looks like now. The emperor now had 2 additional noses. Oh my! These noses were transplanted to his face. The palace guard was shocked at the sight. All the better to smell things with, said the emperor. He handed the decree to the palace guard, who exclaimed, Hear ye and all! The emperor of Fall has issued a decree. The mysterious bejeweled man with the head of skin will thusly prepare a lifetime supply of his creation E. In return, he shall receive a lifetime supply of ostentatious shirts and shiny jewels. And furthermore, the Empire of Fall will hereby be immediately renamed to the Empire of F. And so it was, the bejeweled man with the head of skin would prepare a lifetime supply of his perfume, and the emperor would use his 3 noses to constantly smell himself. How lucky was he? And they all lived happily ever after. However, one thing changed, perhaps for the better. As the emperor sat in the palace hall, he would again be presented with an endless array of exotic gifts from around the lands. But this time it was different. The emperor would still be unimpressed with the gifts, no doubt. But now he would just sniff himself, adorned in the creation E, and exclaim, Can you guess what he's going to say? I know I can. Fuck! The end. Well, wasn't that a fantastic story about the emperor's new scent, the creation E, the story of creation E? What a strange story indeed. Well, I'm off to grab me a few more noses. I hope you enjoyed Story Time with Raffi. That's me. And I hope you boys and girls and everyone in between is going to have sweet dreams tonight.